Okay, so we got done staking out the building. It is, the corners of the building are the orange stakes. Let me see if I can center the view. So this is the face of the double garage doors. There, let's see. Pretty much that's the view. So it's kind of a little bit, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the angle. So it's kind of on that bowl. And then as you get up on the deck, you'll be able to look down that way. From one side of the deck, this would be the extreme southeast corner. And then if we're up the other side of the deck, you are this way. I'm trying to keep these trees in the front here because I really like them. I don't know if we can do it. I didn't really want to. Oh man, stupid barbed wire. It's gonna be a little tricky driving in, so we might lose those two trees right there, but they're small. So I don't know. I was trying to save them, but I'm trying to push it back a little bit, but I don't know if I can, because we have to keep it pretty far. I was trying to keep these tall guys there, so we're about 15 feet away in the corner. Trying to keep those tall guys, so about 15 feet away at that stake. We lost a couple of good-sized trees in there, but the problem is if we go farther away, then we're going higher up the hill, and then that's an increase in cost. Maybe, probably, one way or the other. We got to solve it. We either put some money in the excavation and do a retaining wall on the backside. We could raise it up a little bit, which would increase the cost because you got to get your concrete below frost, 4 feet below frost. So we can do that a little bit, or we dig it down and put a concrete retaining wall in line with the building, and then we could raise up the bottom of the stone. So the stone would be, there'd be a savings in stone, but an increase in concrete. And I don't know, we'd have to run the numbers to see how that works. And then dug some holes. So this dude's about 6.5 feet down, and it's just black dirt, which is good if you're growing trees, bad if you're growing houses. And then another hole over here about 6 foot down, we hit clay, which is pretty awful for a building. So I don't know if that's an isolated bit of clay. It's kind of right in the middle, so I don't know. We'll see. That might require digging the whole thing out an extra couple feet and putting a couple feet of gravel in. Generally, you don't want to be on clay because when water hits clay, it expands, and that would heave the building. So I've called a geotech engineer to come in, take a look at everything. We'll probably have to dig a bigger hole. So we'll probably get like a proper excavator up here to dig a hole. And definitely don't want to spend the money on a geotech and not get anything. Also, I don't really want to spend the money on the building and have something that moves or shifts or something like that. So I think it's cheap insurance. If we do get down, usually we can reduce the size of the footings enough to offset the cost of the geotechnical engineer, and then you get a lot more accurate bearing capacity and soil analysis. So that's kind of the deal. I'll shoot a drone shot. We're going to string this dude out, and yeah, we pulled a bunch of trees. There's a nice big pile of trees down there, and got some logs there. Nice big pile of trees, and we got our little ambulance job site trailer set up, which is the coolest little guy. Yeah, so we're kind of ready to lay it out. I think that's a pretty good spot for it. I like that it's tucked back a little bit. We might be able to pull it forward a touch. If we do, we're definitely losing these couple of trees. I think that was my intent. Kind of hold it back a little bit if we can, maybe. I think those trees are probably got to go though. And I didn't want to take out too many of these guys, so I don't know. It's just kind of a balancing act. All right, thanks.